Hey, 5th grade, how's it going? Welcome back to class. It's Mr. Joseph here. Today we're going to continue learning about how to use our understanding of triangles and quadrilaterals to measure angles. So, welcome back to class. You're going to need your prime book, page 111, and we'll continue all the way through 116. Before we do that, I just wanted to remind you that if you ever have questions, boys and girls, you can always pause the video and re-watch something inside of the video, okay? All of these videos are inside of this document. If you ever have questions, just go to this resource. Este recurso te va a enseñar completamente todo que necesitas para aprender lo de matemáticas este año. You can see that all of the video links are right here from the previous days, and then today's will also be linked in for that day. So let's get started, boys and girls. Today what we're going to be doing is understanding more about angle measurements. All right. Before we even get started with that, I just want to show you a quick game which I thought was kind of cool. This game, which will also be in the video notes below, will help you understand different angle measurements. So let's see, it says, what is the measure of this missing angle? Well, if you didn't know, each triangle has 180 degrees, so we can always take 45 plus 69. Add those two together, 9 plus 5 is 14. And then 6 plus 4 plus 1 is 11. All right, 114. We can always take that amount and we can subtract it from 180. So if we take 180 minus 114, 0 minus 4 we can't do, so we're going to go over to the tens column. 10 minus 4 is 6. 70 minus 10 is 60. And that leaves us with 66. So this answer should be 66 degrees. Check to see if that's correct. We got it. All right, we're going to do more with this game a little bit later on, and you guys can play it during your free time. Let's continue by going to page 111, and we're going to just review letter G. Okay, so today's date is October 5th. By the time you watch this, it's probably going to be October 6th. Okay, so let's actually jump right into this problem. If we know that line ABC is a line segment, ABC right here is a line segment, we need to find the measurement of a couple of different angles. So let's take a look at that. Remember, you need to understand how to add and subtract within 180 so you can understand this concept a little bit better. Last time we understood that the measure of angle DBC plus the measure of angle DCB is equal to 180 minus 110. So this angle measurement right here is 110. So that means that this plus this plus this is 180. That's going to give us 70. So this plus this is 70 degrees. But since we need to know what this angle is right here and this angle right here before we can find out letter G, we need to take this 70 degrees divided by 2. So it's this angle and this angle are both 70 total, but if we divide them by 2, we're going to find out that this angle and this angle both equal 35 degrees. So with this one is 35, this one is 110, and this one is 35, we can find out what the measure of angle G is. If we take 180 minus 35, which is right here, we're going to come up with 145. So angle G is 145 degrees. Again, 145 plus 35 equals 180 because ABC is a line segment. Pause the video and see if you can do letter H on your own. All right, so here we go. Let's try to find the measure of angle BCA. So it's right here, BCA. So this one right there. We're already given letter DCE, which is 70, and we need to figure out what this is right here. Well, something very important that we've already talked about, boys and girls, is an equilateral triangle. You all know that an equilateral triangle has the same amount of angles and sides. So we know that BCA is an equilateral triangle, which means that the angle is 60 degrees. Which means that if we wanted to find the measure of angle H right here, we would take 180 minus 70, which is this angle right here, minus 60, which is this angle right here, to try to find out letter H. We can also add 70 plus 60 and then subtract from 180. We're going to find out that that is 50. So this is 70, this is 50, and again, this is 60 right here because it's an equilateral triangle. And 60 plus 60 plus 60 equals 180. Let's try exercise 7 on page 112. The directions say, draw a triangle ABC in which AB is equal to 5 centimeters. And the measure of CAB equals 56 degrees. And the measure of CBA equals 78 degrees. Now, the boy is actually thinking about what that's going to look like. And since Mr. Joseph can't really do this on the computer very well, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to try it in your notebook. Please pause the video and try this on your own. All right, boys and girls. So you should have drawn a line that was 5 centimeters long. Okay? After you draw that line that's 5 centimeters long, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we make these angle measurements 56 and 78 degrees. So let me actually show you that with my protractor. If I take my protractor and it's going to let me, here we go. I'm going to move my protractor up so I can make a 56 degree angle. You see that on the top? 56, approximately right there. All right, so I'm going to move, oh, I can't move this down anymore. Let's go right there, right about there. Okay, so my angle is going to be right about there. I'm going to draw my line. Just draw this right here. Here we go. This is going to be a whole lot easier on your paper, okay, than it is on the computer. But let me just see if I can draw that line approximately the same way. Okay, I'm going to move that line over a little bit. I think that it's important that you try this in your notebook also. Okay, we're going to move this over and see if that line actually matches. Okay, so our line, boys and girls, is going to be just up like that so we can create a 56 degree angle, and then up like this so you can create a 78 degree angle. Make sure when you're doing these problems you use your protractor, okay? Otherwise you won't be able to find those angle measurements. All right, so move it over so that it creates those different angles, okay? Check your answers to make sure that they're okay. All right, let's go on to the next problem, boys and girls. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to draw another triangle. This time it's DEF, in which DE is 6 centimeters. Okay, so this right here is going to be 6 centimeters. And the measure of FDE right here is going to be 65 degrees, as well as FED is 65 degrees. Okay, so remember this is called an isosceles triangle. Draw your line that was 6 centimeters first. So go from here to here, draw a line that's 6 centimeters. All right, so after you draw your 6 centimeter line, you're going to create those two angles. Here's one with 65 degrees, and here's another with 65 degrees. Make sure you use your protractor so that your angle measurements are exactly 65 degrees. Pause the video and try this on your own. All right, let's do page 113. Now what we're going to do is draw a triangle GABE. HI, in which GH is 6 centimeters, just like this, and the measure of IGH is 52 centimeters, and the measure of IHG is 90 centimeters. In other words, this is a right angle. Pause the video and try this on your own. Alright, so hopefully you had a chance to draw your triangle. Again, you need to draw a 6 centimeter length on the bottom, a right angle, which is 90 degrees, just like that. And then you're going to connect those two lines with another ray, right, with 52 degrees right here. Okay, it doesn't tell us how many this is right here, but you could try to figure it out. You could do it by adding 52 plus 90 and then subtracting from 180. Let's go to the next problem. On the bottom of page 113, you're supposed to draw another triangle, RST, in which RS is 7 centimeters, just like this, and the measure of TRS is 30 degrees, and the measure of RST, just like this, is 130 degrees. Can you try it on your own? Pause the video and see if you can do this. Alright, boys and girls, so your triangle should look very similar to the one that's on the screen. Remember, you have a 7 centimeter line on the bottom, you have an obtuse angle 130 degrees on the right, and then an acute angle 30 degrees on the left. Make sure you label your triangle RST, and also label the length of the line as well as the two angle measurements. Let's go to the next problem on page 114. Read the directions and try to see if you can do this on your own. Okay, so hopefully you read the directions, which say, draw a triangle ABC, in which AB is 6 centimeters, BC is 4 centimeters, and the measure of CBA is 50 degrees. So first you should have started with your 6 centimeter mark on the bottom. So it should look very similar to this. Now your side going up is a little bit smaller, so if you're using a ruler, make sure you measure that correctly. And then connecting points A and C is a little bit bigger as well. Use your protractor to measure the 50-degree angle. Alright, let's go to the next problem. The next problem on page 114 has you drawing a triangle MNP, in which MN is 6 centimeters, NP is 4 centimeters, and the measure of angle MNP is 90 degrees. Make sure you pause the video to try this on your own before checking your answer. Alright, so hopefully you already drew a triangle MNP. MNP should look very similar to this. Now this is a right triangle, remember, because right triangles have 90 degrees. So you should put a square right here or put that it has 90 degrees. Your bottom line should be 6 centimeters and your top should be 4. Does yours look similar to mine? Make sure you also notice that this line right here and this line are not the same length. This one is much longer than this one. Let's go to the next problem on page 115. On page 115, it has you drawing a triangle XYZ in which XY is equal to XZ. They're both 7 centimeters. This line and this line are both going to be 7 centimeters. And the measure of ZXY is 60 degrees. So the measure of this angle in between those two lines is 60 centimeters. Pause the video and try this on your own. All right, hopefully you pause the video and you check this one out. It's kind of hard to see, boys and girls, and I apologize for that. But if you can tell, let me actually draw this a little bit better so that you can see it a little bit better. So if you draw this again, you have the measure of z, x, y. Okay, so you have those two lines right there. And let me draw that last one. We're going to connect x with y. All right. And you're supposed to label your measurements, boys and girls. You're supposed to label them. Let me get rid of this protractor just for a second. You're supposed to label them 60 degrees. I'm actually going to check this to make sure it actually is 60 degrees. Okay, let me show you my protractor to see if this is actually 60 degrees. I'm wondering if it's gonna let me. Oh, it's not gonna let me go all the way down. It stops right there. But if we go parallel with here we go. Ooh, look at that, 59.6. So very similar to 60. There we go. Oh, look at that. Okay, it even got closer. 60 degrees. Oh, today I have so much noise in the background. I apologize for that. The dogs and the chickens and the washer and a whole bunch of stuff. Today's a really active day for my neighbors. Okay, on page 115, you're going to do this next problem on your own. All right. So what we're going to do, boys and girls, is you're going to pause the video, read the directions, and try this on your own. The directions say, draw a triangle DEF in which DE equals 5 centimeters. FD is 7 centimeters, and the measure of FDE is 140 degrees. So start with DE, 5 centimeters. That should be parallel with your paper. And then go up and add FD, and then connect the two to make FE. Make sure your angle is 140 degrees. Yours should look very similar to this one that's on the screen. Again, you'll notice that my length of the side on the left that connects F and D is much larger than my side that connects D and E. This one's 5 centimeters and this one's 7 centimeters. And then this line right here that connects both of them is opposite of this very large acute angle of 140 degrees. All right. Boys and girls, I think it's important that we understand that we are working with not only 3-sided shapes, but also 4-sided shapes. Quadrilaterals, which is the same thing in Spanish as quadrilateros. You can see that they both are very similar, right? All those letters in green are the same in English and Spanish. The only thing is we use a Q in English instead of a C, and we have a couple extra letters in there that are a little bit different in English than in Spanish, right? Quadrilaterals are 4-sided shapes. You can see there are lots of different examples on the board. We have rectangles, squares, and rhombuses. A rectangle and a square both have 90-degree angles, but a rectangle has 2 sets of parallel sides, whereas a square, all the sides are equal. So technically we have 2 sets as well, but these 2 sides are the same measurement as these 2 sides. A rhombus has 2 sets of parallel sides, but it has no right angles. The opposite sides are parallel, and all the sides are equal. Here's more examples of what quadrilaterals are. We have parallelograms, which falls under the category of squares and rhombuses and rectangles. We also have trapezoids, which have 2 sides of parallel sides, right? But these 2 are not parallel. And we have a kite, which is adjacent pairs of sides are equal. So these 2 on the bottom are equal and these 2 on the top are equal. We're going to continue with page 116 next time, okay? I don't want to jump into the content for next time until we really understand triangles first, okay? So let's just finish up those couple of pages. Make sure you checked your work to make sure that it was okay. Last time, boys and girls, I shared a couple of resources with you in the video from last time. Okay, so if you didn't check out this video from the 29th of September, make sure you check this video out. All the resources from those extra games are inside of this video, okay? As well as the information for the survey. Now, just because I shared the games last time doesn't mean you can try them this time. These are really good games to understand classifying triangles, understanding the difference between triangles and quadrilaterals, so definitely check out those links to those games from next time, okay? If you have a chance to play the Kahoot with Teacher Julia, here is the information as well as the BrainPop video from last time. What I want to do, just so that you can understand the concept for today, is encourage you to play a game called Wrangle the Angles. If you have a couple of dice at home, you can play this with one of your family members. For example, if you roll a 1, that's a right angle. And you would just put a token or something on an angle that was right. For example, this one right here. Okay, someone else rolls the dice and maybe they get a 3, which is an obtuse angle. So you have to find an obtuse angle. It's kind of like bingo. So you can go ahead and screenshot this page right now and you can play bingo at your home. All right. It's kind of a cool extra exercise that you guys can play if you want to. So go ahead and screenshot this page right now if you like. And you can print that out and you can play at home, okay? I have 2 more games that I'd like you to understand. One of them is actually just a video, which I'll put in the notes for today. The video shows you a little bit more intense way to measure angles, okay? It is a lot more complicated, but if you understand this concept, you'll be able to understand this game, okay? It doesn't look like a game, but it actually is a game. It's just inside of a video. All right, and one of the last things I want to show you is the same video that I showed you from before, the same game, okay? So guessing the measure of the angle. So let's look at this one. We have 68 degrees here and 54 degrees here. So if I use this scratch pad, I know that 54 degrees plus 68 degrees equals 2 of my 3 angles. And then I'm just going to have to add one more angle measurement, okay? And subtract that by 180 to get my last angle measurement. Pause the video and see if you can figure this out. All right, if you added those 2 numbers, you should have gotten 6 plus 6 is 12, so 112. So if we take 180 minus 112, 0 minus 2 we can't do. We go to our neighbor, take away a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 1 is 6 tenths, 68. So our answer should be 68. Let's type that in to see if it's correct. 68. Ooh, keep trying. I think it looks like you did it wrong. That's okay though. What is the measurement of the missing angle? Okay, so we have 70 plus 28. 8 plus 0 is 8. And 7 plus 2 is 9, so 98. So 180 minus 98. Can you guys try to figure that out? 180 minus 98. Let's see. 10 minus 8 is 2. 17 minus 9. Let's see. 17. 7. 8. Okay, 82. Let's see if we're correct. That looks like one of the answers. So we're going to click 82, and we got that right. All right. What is the measurement of the missing angle? Well, if we take 56 plus 40, we're going to come up with 96. And 180 minus 96 is 84. We got it. Look at that. What is the measurement of this missing angle? Pause the video and see if you can figure it out on your own. All right, if I add up 33 plus 21, that's going to equal 54. And 180 minus 54, what is that? Remember, 180 is our magic number. We need to understand that that's that. Well, it's going to have a 6 here. I know that, and the only answer that has a 6 is 126, so this must be 126. Let's close the scratch pad and find out. That's correct. Okay, next one. I know that 52 plus 52 means that this is an isosceles triangle. This side and this side are both going to be the same. So 52 times 52 times 2 equals 104. And 180 minus 104, well, 80 minus 4 is 76, and 100 minus 100 is 0. So 76 must be my answer. We got it. All right. Ooh, this one's going to be a lot more difficult. What is the measure of the missing angle? Oh boy. Let's try to figure this out. All right. I know that this is a trapezoid. A trapezoid has a measurement of, I think, 360, but you know what? We're gonna do that for next time, I think. I think we're gonna actually stop today for now. If you need any help, boys and girls, in any one of these problems, please look back on the video, check out the previous videos from the previous couple of days, okay? All those videos give you information about how to measure angles, as well as multiplying and subtracting and things like that that you're going to need to know. And this video, again, will be posted inside of this resource right here that's always going to be updated. The video will always be in the next link. So this week it will be October 6th and the 9th, okay? So it'll be inside of this link right here. So thanks very much for your participation, and we'll talk to you guys later.